Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are all well. We are learning this rainy lunchtime, I hate to say it once again, in memory of the following Yortzites: Avram ben Moshe Silverman, Nosson ben Yosef Romana, Penina bas Yaakov Sunshine, Psycha bas Yitzchak Lewis, and Reisler bas Moshe Berman. Wish each and every one of them, their respective families, long life. In addition, for those that have been saying Kaddish, we're learning in memory of Leah bas Feivel, Tzivi bas Mordechai, Avram ben David Slavin, Shlomo ben Yisrael Morris, Eliezer Shalom ben Avram Shmuel Beres, Sepera Feigle bas Reuven Baruch, Shalom ben Elia Lee, and Bena bas Feivel, from Mashans bas Yaakov Shmuel, Sarah Malka bas Binyamin. I hope you can hear me. If you can give me a thumbs up or something, Paul, Michelle, or Rachel, or anyone else who are listening, just to tell me that we are actually being heard. So one of the most popular, I guess, misconceptions and frustrations that many have when it comes to Judaism is that, Rabbi, do we actually need all these details? Everywhere every twist and every turn, I just see so much do's and don'ts, so much detail. Does it really matter? Surely, as many other different denominations of Judaism would state, it's all about what one feels in one's heart, right? If one feels, one feels and it has the right sentiments, then, that's what's important. It doesn't matter about all these minutiae. Does it matter? Consider a lulav or an etrog, whether there's a little blemish, a little dot. Does that really invalidate it? Look at the mat. Look at the whole estrog. The estrog is beautiful. It's yellow. It's shiny. It's got a pitum. It looks beautiful. It's a perfect form. Why is it you're going to invalidate it, right? Let's have a look at our estrog. Let's do a live demo, okay? A live demo, and then I'm going to apply it to life. Okay, here is an estrog. This one costs a pretty penny. Before Yontav, this would cost probably around £100 just for this. Now, if you look, right, it looks perfect, right? No blemishes, no dots. But as one goes closer, I don't know if you can see, but you'll notice that there are little blemishes. There's a couple of minute things, right? Now, you may say it's not only kosher, it's a beautiful estrog, right? Why would that make it less valuable or less beautiful? Let me tell you something. I think the way that we approach Judaism, that mindset, that philosophy needs to change. And let me explain to you what I mean. I think we need to professionalize our approach to Judaism, okay? Our approach to being Jewish. I was walking with somebody yesterday, somebody in the corporate world who's done well for themselves, and they were telling me about the fact that working remotely. I said, it must be a bit of a laugh. You're sitting at home, you go down, you have your slippers, you put on the toaster, you make yourself a nice omelette, you have a coffee. Okay, you do a few phone calls. He says, no, Rabbi, you don't understand. You don't understand. It's every single thing that I do in my day. At the end of the day, I have to account for it. I have to give a synopsis of everything that I have done, and that is analyzed. How effective I have been in using my time. It's incredible, no? Let's go to the sporting world. Does minutiae and little details really matter? So before I came on, I did a bit of research, and there was the closest race. I'm sure somebody will trump me about this, but one of the closest races ever in history was a swimming race where it went down. They had the same time, the two swimmers, and the difference between gold and silver was, I think, a hundredth of a second. It was something ridiculous. The time was exactly the same on the board. They couldn't separate them, and in fact, after this, they changed the rules whereby it would be considered a dead heat if it became so ridiculous that it was so close. The difference between success and failure, winning or not depends sometimes on minuscule differences. I was watching Usain Bolt, one of I think a hero for all of us. He's the fastest man ever to live. And it's interesting that he is actually, or was, a terrible starter to a race. He's a very, very big man, a very tall man. And therefore, when you are hunched up in your starting blocks, it means that you are slower to get going. And because he's gangly, he's got long legs, he speaks about the fact that it was harder for him. And you'll see he's always behind when he starts the first 60 meters, because it takes him time to actually get into a rhythm because of his long legs. But he became the fastest man, and he left everyone standing, setting record upon record upon record, time and again. And you know what did it? It wasn't just that he became faster. It wasn't actually that he became faster. What it was he changed his technique very, very slightly. But if you look at it, he changed the way he started the race. And because he just changed very subtly, very, very small difference to the way that he started that race in the blocks, the way he came out the blocks, it made a massive difference. A massive difference, because it is those little changes in life that make a difference between success and failure. There was somebody who came to a rabbi and he said to him, I don't understand, so much detail, does it really matter? The rabbi says, of course it makes a difference. So the man was arguing with him backwards and forwards. I can't understand it. Doesn't mean, we've all heard it before. Anyways, the rabbi said to him, give me your email address, and I'll send you something about this. So he gave the email address, and I think his name was Bob.Cohen or something like that. Okay, sends him the email. A day later, this guy calls up the rabbi and says, I didn't get your email. He says, I don't understand it. I wrote Bob Cohen and I wrote the address. And he went backwards and forwards, and he spelled out, he got the right spelling of the name. And then this man said to the rabbi, oh, I realize why I didn't get your email. It's because it was missing a little dot, the dot between my first name and my surname, between Bob and Cohen. You didn't put in the dot. The rabbi says, put in a dot? A dot is a minutiae. That doesn't make a difference. It's the same name. Does it make a difference? Oh, the man said, now I understand. Now I understand. And that, friends, is my lesson, and one of the things I think that we need to take on board. That it is the little things that we do, or the little ways that we make differences to our lives and to what we do and the way that we do it, that has a profound impact, an exponential impact on the way that we turn out the year, in terms of the year and success and accomplishment and fulfillment. We can be doing the same thing, but we just make that little bit of an effort. We stretch that little bit further, or we find one little detail that maybe we weren't as careful with, and we add it to our repertoire, we add it to our routine, it becomes second nature, and that changes the whole essence. We're not the same people, we're not doing the same things. So I think that this lesson from Usain Bolt, this lesson from the etrog and the lulav, details make a humongous difference. Okay, the devil is in the detail, and that's not just in a legal document, that is in life. Okay, the more detail that we are able to finesse, the more we will succeed. And I think that's one of the lessons, in fact, that we see in COVID. Think about COVID. Yeah, that doesn't make a difference. 1.5 meters, 1.75 meters, 2 meters. Does it make a difference if I wear my mask properly, or a half on, half off? How many times I wash my hands, right? The difference can be, friends, between life and illness. Okay, so the same way that all the plethora of measurements and instructions and details that we have now implemented in our lives, right? We wipe the trolleys before we go into a supermarket. We make sure that we are so careful about where we stand, and all the other things, wiping and cleaning and washing. and masks and distances. All these things we know make a difference. So it is in Judaism. You know, if we do it the way that we are meant to, and we do it to the nth degree, then we will feel greater connection. We will find ourselves transcending our physical selves, reaching great heights, because we will now be doing it in a completely different way. It's the little things in life that have a profound impact and influence. Usain Bolt merely changed his starting position, and that catapulted him literally to breaking every record in the book and becoming the greatest athlete of all time. And if you listen to his interview and watch him, you will see that it is precisely analyzing and looking at every little detail in our lives that is the key to unlocking success. And now we'll continue. And I want us to give a special shout out today to David, who's in the city, David Goldring as well, but David in the city who says he's watching in his lunch break. So welcome, David. Okay. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He causes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even when I walk in the valley of darkness, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You set a table before me in the presence of my adversaries. You anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days. Memorial prayer. Adon Elamim Zocho Es Nishmois Leabas Bible Sivabas Mordechai Avram Ben David Slavin Shalom Ben Yisrael Morris Eliezer Shalom Ben Avram Shmuel Beres Perifegelabas Ruven Baruch Shalom Ben Elili Ben Abbas Bible from Moshe Shanabas Yaakov Shmuel Yirim Yahichia Ben Achav Ben Moshe Eliezer Sarah Malka Bas Ben Yomin. And the yacht site for today: Avram Ben Moshe Silverman, Nosson Ben Yosef Romana, Benina Bas Yaakov Sunshine, Sisha Bas Yitzchak Lewis, Shalchu Lilaman Bagan Aiden Teimenucha Sam Lachain Ben Rachamim. Yasi rein v'seisa kanafam l'namim v'sobas chaim v'nishmasam adinoi nachlasam v'yanuchu amishkavam v'shalom v'nomar amen. Wish long life to all those that have yortzeit. And now a refuah shlema prayer for all those that are unwell. One of the rabbis that I like to listen and be inspired to, he's just come out of hospital, Rabbi Friend, with coronavirus in America, Nei Yisrael. We wish him well. So many people have had coronavirus, so it's incumbent upon us to make sure we take all the necessary measures so that we protect ourselves and keep everyone safe. וישלח להם רפואה שלמה שמיים, לא כל רעים בסוף שחול ישראל, רפואת הנפש, רפואת הגוף. Amen. Okay, so that's the end of that. I hope everyone prefers the time. It just makes it far more civil at 12 o'clock midday, so that I can get myself together and it's calmer and I'm not speaking to you from weird and wonderful places like Lawson's or Golders Green Parks, especially in this weather. But you know, think about another example I was just thinking about. Think about an operation. I was speaking to somebody yesterday who had an operation. The attention to detail that goes into an operation is incredible. And you know, if they veer or they try to take shortcuts, it can be a matter of life and death. So therefore, that's one of the things. By learning more, by exploring and understanding and deepening our appreciation, we will have a sense of fulfillment. And also we will do things to a much higher standard, which is what we want. Wishing everyone well. Everyone should stay safe, keep well. It has stopped raining for 2 minutes since we began to speak. Please God, it will all stay dry. Have a great day. Looking forward to doing it tomorrow. Hoshana Rabbah, a special one at 12 o'clock before we break up. Remember, there'll be Yizkor as well tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be emailed out shortly. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Keep safe, keep well. Have a great day. Take care.